Hey guys, Andrew Swihart here. Wanted to talk to you guys about the business side of freelancing. So this particular podcast is directly for people who have not started freelancing yet. So hope this helps. I've been doing this stuff for 25, it feels like 25 years. I've been doing it for a little over 20 years now, and I've learned a few things along the way, and I thought I would share. So originally, when I was about 13 years old, I thought, well, going back a little further, I originally wanted to make comic books. I wanted to draw comic books. That was my desire as a kid. And then I wanted to become an illustrator when I was in my high school years, as well as I wanted to make movies. But I really focused on illustrating, and I would draw a lot, and I would paint a lot, and I was just planning on being an illustrator. However, I didn't actually know any illustrators. I had never spoken to an illustrator. I knew nothing about what illustration was really like. You know, I was clueless. I just had this thought in my head like, oh, I want to do illustration. And that just, that's not enough when it comes to getting into a career. You need to know a lot more. And just getting a degree in illustration, which I eventually almost did before I dropped out, that wouldn't even have been enough either, because there's so much more to having a career than just, oh, I want to do something and then going out and getting a degree and spending a lot of time getting good at something that you don't necessarily know anything about. And what actually happened is my mother helped me out. We called a bunch of illustration agents and we talked to them, and they were like, whatever you do, don't get into this industry. It's hard enough to find work for the people that already had it. And it was very disappointing, but what that ended up doing is finding out that illustration was not a very lucrative career, pushed me into video games, which at the time was a booming industry, even more so than I believe it is today, at least for freelance artists. It was really easy to find work and really lucrative, and you could charge a lot of money just by knowing how to use a computer. So it actually pushed me that direction. And so it wasn't that long ago, I was in the supermarket, and I overheard one of the checkers saying how he was signing up for this course where he was going to learn how to do the visual effects for movies. And he was so excited, and he was totally sold on this idea that all he would have to do is pass a bunch of courses, and boom, he would have a career in making visual effects for film. And, having been there myself, he doesn't know at all what he's talking about. It is really challenging to make a career out of working in film. There's a lot of ups and downs, and you have to know the right people. And not only do you have to know some good people, but you have to know enough to keep whatever job that you get long enough to make any money. So you really should count the costs when you're thinking about being freelancing, whatever specialty it is, whether it's for video games, whether it's for film, whether it's you want to do fine art, which I like to do as a hobby, whether you want to make movies, which I like to do as a hobby, or you want to start a company like I did based on things that are currently making money. You really need to count the costs. You need to get out into the world where people are doing these things and really take a good hard look, because it's really important that you know what it is you're stepping into before you step into it, because it could be just what you think it is and not the reality. So, if you're getting a degree in something you don't know anything about, find out about what it is exactly that you're doing. Talk to people in the industry, get to know a little bit more about what it is you're getting into. That's my advice. It's worth what you paid for it. Have a great day.